When you hear the word leukemia or cancer, you think the worst straight away. You just wonder, how long have I got? You always think that this is going to be the end. As far as the family goes, everyone's been fantastic. They never showed any signs that it was getting them down. It just showed to me that they're the number one people in your life.
Well, it was a shock, and although I was worried about him, I was thinking about how the kid's going to grow up without a father if the worst happens. What was I going to do? Because he's the breadwinner and he's always been the problem solver.
I'd been to the doctor a couple of times, and with my line of work, physical stuff and that, you just assume, you've strained something, and this had lingered on for a couple of weeks and hadn't got better, and the doctor got to the stage and said, well, I don't know, we'll do some blood tests and see what happens. All of a sudden he brings out the word leukemia.
I came home from school when I was 12, and all I knew was that Dad had gone to the doctors, and then it finally came out, and me and my sisters took it pretty tough, and you're wondering if your dad's going to die in the next week.
I went back to the oncologist for another checkup, and all of a sudden he said, I think it's time for chemotherapy.
With the treatment for the first week or so, it wasn't so bad, but then when all the drugs started kicking in that they were giving him and that, it went downhill pretty quick.
I think my last lot of chemotherapy was New Year's Eve, 2010. The oncologist said to me that I will need a bone marrow transplant. There is a 70% success rate with it. I said, okay, well, it was either that or I'd be dead by the time I was 55. The specialist, he was confident he could get me through it. So I didn't sort of dwell on the negatives. I just looked at all the positives out of it, and so far, so good. As far as insurance goes, being self-employed, I always thought I needed something to fall back on.
Coming here the first time, I think Jason was only a little boy. Back then trauma insurance wasn't sold a hell of a lot in 1996.
If we hadn't have received that money, we most probably would have had to sell the house.
I've been through a hell of a lot with this illness, and the last thing you want to be worrying about is how you're going to financially survive.
Dale did everything. He came around late one night with all the papers and got Don to sign them. The next day or two, he was passing Don the cheques.
It isn't my dream to give cheques up every day of the week. You walk away giving someone the opportunity to get better, make life a little bit easier whilst he's going through that terrible time.
And I probably always thought, look, I'm big and strong and I'll be fine, nothing's going to happen to me. But you don't know what's around the corner.